Hey YouTube, it's your boy back with another video. So today, I'm basically going to be giving you guys a solid full-fledged Q&A update. So, first and foremost, I want to say that this experience of being in the hospital has been like the worst, but the best thing that has ever happened to me. And the reason why I say that is because everything you go through, and don't mind the noise you hear in the back, that's just my son. But anytime you go through something, it's never a one-sided thing. It's never all the way positive, and it's never all the way negative. It has both. It's like a balanced thing. You just gotta be able to be open to both sides of the spectrum. And another reason why I feel like this is one of the best things that ever happened to me is because it really showed me, like, at a stop, or at a one call, one press of a button, how fast my people will gravitate towards making sure that I'm good. And I know everybody hopes and everybody imagines and prays that all their family members and all their people that they love always have their back. Like, that's everybody's number one hope, is my brothers, my friends, my best friends, my family members, the ones that I put first and prioritize and treat as good as I can, will always have my back. But that's not always true. Like, you hope for that, but what percent of you is sure, like completely sure, that they're going to be there for you when you call them? You know what I'm saying? Like, what percent of you is completely sure that they're going to stop, drop of a dime, and stop what they already got going in their hectic life and come make sure that you're good? You know what I'm saying? And as far as the Q&A, I'm going to just go based off the questions I've been getting in my DMs from people seeing that this situation has been happening. And ever since people seen my hospital video, and ever since people start getting like word out that I was in the hospital, I'm going to start updating, go off questions based on that. So, number one, what happened? Okay, this is the most common question, and I mean, for fair reason. The thing that happened was, the doctor found a tumor in my appendix. So, to rewind and go a step back from that, alright, so for the last month, my stomach has been hurting on and off, but it has not been no crazy pain. It just felt like I had a cramp after everything I was eating. So I would eat stuff that wasn't necessarily good for you, but wasn't terrible for you. And after everything I ate, I would drink some soda. Boom. After I drink a cup of soda, 2 cups of soda, my stomach feels like it got bubbles or it got little gas in it. And I'm like, okay, boom. My stomach got some gas in it. I'll drink some water. Boom. The pain will go away. I'll go to sleep. Boom. Wake up. No pain. Play basketball. The pain will come occasionally when I'm playing basketball. Like, after 3 games of me running up and down the court, full court. Then I'll take a break when I'm playing basketball. We'll drink heck of water. After I drink heck of water, I'll start peeing, burping, all the stuff you do after you drink some water, and my stomach will be cool again. You feel what I'm saying? And knowing that I'm 27, it could be anything. It could be, maybe I'm getting older. It could be anything. You really don't know. So then, towards the end of the month, which was like a week ago, I was at my friend's Mill's house, and before I went to my friend Mill's house, I ate some pizza rolls that my lady made me and her. We both ate them. I ate them. My stomach's on 10. It's feeling like every once in a while I feel it like every once in a while, and I didn't think nothing of it. I'm like, I had these runs basketball runs to go to. Shout out to D Will. I had the basketball runs to go to. And I was like, yeah, I'm finna just go to these runs and make sure I drink my water and I'll be cool. It's all good. So then, boom. My stomach doesn't stop hurting. The runs never happen, which I thank God, because the tumor could have ruptured or bursted, if you would, in my stomach. It could have just blew up, and then it would have been everywhere. There would have been no getting rid of it. It would have been all over. So thank God the runs didn't go through. I go to Mill's house because his house was close to the runs. I didn't want to just drive back home and waste no time. So then, boom, I end up going to the runs council. I end up going to Mill's house. When I called Mill, I'm like, yeah, you feel me? Called Mill. What's the word, brother? He's like, me and my mom just left church. I was finna get to the house, change my clothes, and go to the runs. I was like, yeah, the runs are canceled, but can I come over? He was like, yeah, it's good. I'm like, all right, bet. So I pull up. We're watching YouTube videos. No, I think first we played each other in Madden. Then after the Madden game, we're watching YouTube videos. I'm starting to laugh, cough from laughing. You know, stomach starting to hurt hecka bad. Every time I start dying laughing, it's starting to hurt hecka bad. So then I'm like, dang, Mill, what you think's wrong with me? He was like, I'm not sure. And he was like, I'm gonna call my mom and ask her. He called his mom didn't answer. Then his mom made us a plate of food. We ate that plate of food. Then after that plate of food, we was so full, we just went to sleep. So I end up going to sleep. So when I go to sleep, my stomach's still on 10 and I'm laying on my stomach. Laying stomach flat on the bed. So I ended up not being able to take it no more. Woke up in the middle of the night, tried to stand up, and I was just hunched over like this. Standing up, I couldn't stand up full like that. I couldn't do that. I just was hunched over like this. And then immediately, this one, I knew something was wrong. Even to that moment, I didn't think nothing was wrong. I was just going to drive home, go to sleep. Boom, this one, I knew something was wrong. I'm walking out to the car limping. I could barely move. Out of nowhere, Mill comes out the car, follows me. He walks up to the car. I roll the window down. He's like, you good? I was like, nah, brother, I'm finna go to the hospital. I gotta go to the hospital. He's like, are you sure? I was like, yeah. He's like, just keep me updated, brother. You know I'll pull up. I was like, yep, it's good. And boom, I'm driving. Instantly call my lady. Babe, my stomach's on 1,000. You gonna have to meet me at the hospital, or I'm gonna have to pull up to the house and you come downstairs and hop in the load. She was like, you're not missing out on this opportunity to go to the hospital. You're going to the hospital. I was like, yep, it's good. She was like, I'm finna get me and Malachi ready right now, my son. I was like, yep, it's good. So then I pull up to the house. She comes to the house. Boom. Or I pull up to the house. She comes downstairs. And she's, boom, immediately like, yep, let's get it. I'm like, yep, come on. We're driving to the hospital. My stomach's still on 10. Boom. We get to the hospital. We check in. Pull up to the ER. Check in at St. Joseph. And they must have had us in there for like, I want to say 2 hours, 30 minutes, 3 hours maybe. And my lady, cause you know she's pregnant. She was getting fed up. Like, yeah, I'm finna leave. Me and Malachi's finna go back to the house. Just let us know. And I was like, no, if you leave, I'm leaving. And Malachi's knocked out, slumped in one of those waiting room chairs. And I was like, if you're leaving, I'm leaving. She was like, no, you're not. You need to stay. You need to stay. And I was like, nah, bump that. She was like, okay, go get the nurse and tell them to take the IV out, because they took the IV out of me. Or they put an IV in me. And then I'm like, yep, it's good. I go tell the nurse, like, yeah, you didn't come get this, for me, come take this IV out of me. The nurse is still taking forever, probably like 30 more minutes. Boom. As soon as the nurse takes the IV out, the doctor comes from the back. Hold on, Malik. Is your name Malik Banks? I'm like, yeah, I was just finna leave. He was like, no, hold on. We're finna scan your stomach. I'm like, what do you mean? He was like, we're finna scan your stomach. I'm like, for real? He was like, yeah. Then boom. He must have took me to the back of the room. He puts me in this chair. He scans my stomach. Feel me? After he scans my stomach, he's like, the results will take 45 minutes to an hour. And I'm like, yep. So at that point, we had to stay in the hospital for that hour to at least see what was wrong. And then, boom, he comes back. He's like, just shaking his head, looking at the ground. He's like, I'm sorry to break it to you. We're going to have to go in surgery. I'm like, are you serious? He's like, yeah. Then I was like, all right, bet. How long you think the surgery is going to be? Like, am I going to be able to leave? He's like, nah, we're going to have to keep you in the hospital for a couple of days. And I'm like, all right, bet. And then that's when my lady, she made sure I got in my room and stuff. And then she took off and went to the house, got her some rest. She told me she'll be back in the morning. Boom, that's when I instantly start hitting all the people I knew, like the closest 10 people I knew. I start hitting all my family members. I hit Mill. I hit all the people you feel me, that was close to me. Sent the group chat to my job, like, I'm not going to be able to go to work. This is what's going on. So then everybody starts spreading the word. Now I'm getting like 10, 20 DMs in my DM on Instagram. Facebook Messengers going crazy. Snapchat's going crazy. Text messages nuts. Calls, all type of stuff. I give my phone to my lady, like, just tell them what's up. I don't got time for that. I'm trying to recover. I'm trying to think about preparing for surgery. So then, boom. That's when all the people that I was hitting up, they ended up starting to pull up. Feel me? So, boom. The whole experience was, I would say 90% of good nurses, except for one. There was just one bad nurse, but everybody else was solid. Yeah, that's question number one. What happened? That's really what happened. That's, for the most part, that's what happened. Another question I would say I've been getting a lot lately is, when will I be recovering and able to go back to living my regular life? First thing first, I don't think I'll ever be able to go back to living a regular life because I got scars. Like they cut me 3 times. One in my belly button, one on the right side of my bladder, one in the middle of my bladder. They cut me 3 times. And number 2, they put about 4 to 5 IVs in and out of me throughout the 3-day process I was in the hospital. And they hit me with a needle on my bladder too. So yeah. Third question I'll say is, what kept me level-headed and motivated in the situation? I think when I was on the hospital bed, it put me in a mindset and put my body in a mindset of like, just keep your guard down. Like, don't put your guard up. Don't try to be stronger than you are. Don't be prideful. Cause my lady, she told me in the hospital, like, when they ask you how bad is your pain, 1 out of 10, cause they were asking that like multiple times. Every time they gave me apple juice, orange juice, anything. But when they ask you how bad is your pain, 1 out of 10, always say 7 or above. Always. Because if you say anything lower than 7, they're going to take their sweet time because it's not urgent. Like, there's some people in there that got their arm chopped off, shot, all type of stabbed, all type of stuff. Like, there's people in there got diabetes, got cancer, and their cancer went left. There's people in there that are dealing with 10 out of 10 situations. So you got to prioritize yourself. Ooh, that hurt my stomach. But if you feel like your situation is urgent, always put it up top scale, no matter what they're talking about, because can't nobody tell you how painful your stuff is. And acting like you're Mr. Tough Guy in the hospital is not going to get you help. It's just going to get you neglected or the bare minimum assistance. And you're going to pay the same amount regardless if it's top tier assistance or it's bare minimum assistance. You're going to pay the same amount because everybody's all in the same space. Unless you're in there for weeks, you're going to pay the same amount. So yeah, that's a very important thing. Another thing too is another question I think a lot of people ask is, what do you have in store after you get out? I think for me, it's more like prioritizing the things that actually matter. Like, I'm not too quick to go hang out with someone that I know that we was kicking it all the time, on the phone all the time before I went in the hospital, that didn't come see me or didn't call me, didn't check in with me. Like, if you're not blowing on my not even blowing on my phone, if you're not calling me the same way you was, if you're not on what you was before I went in the hospital, then now that I'm in the hospital, I'm not on that with you. You know, and respectfully, you gotta respect it, because at the end of the day, if the people I was hanging out with all the time, if they went in the hospital, I know for sure I'd have been banging their line. I'd have made sure I pulled up on them, made sure I came and see them. Like, I'm in my crib for at least a week. It's been like 5-6 days maybe. I've been in this crib the whole time with my pregnant girlfriend and my 2-year-old son. And on my son's birthday, when he turned 2, that's when I went to the hospital. The day before, that's when I went in the hospital, and I was in the hospital throughout his whole birthday. Wasn't able to see him. I seen him once. He jumped on me. I was off meds, so I wasn't even able to really pay attention. I was just woozy the whole time. You feel what I'm saying? But, like, anybody that didn't come see me in the hospital, anybody that's not calling me or checking up on me regularly as much as you can, there's no reason for me to prioritize you over the rest of the people in my life that was there for me every single day. I'm not saying I'm holding grudges. I'm not saying I got a problem with nobody. I'm just saying, don't expect me to hang out and kick it with you and respond to your texts all quick, fast, in a hurry, if at the end of the day, everybody that this is about and that didn't prioritize me, that I say I care about, are mobile. That means they got a car, they can come see me, and I talk to them to make sure that everything was smooth. So they just decided not to come. You feel me? And that's cool. I'm not tripping about it. I'm good. I might go to the fair today, honestly. But that's just what it is with me. Like, it's just time to turn it up. It's time to take it up a notch, you know? And I'm going to bust out the camera and bring you guys upon my recovery process and let you guys into my life, because life is too short, you know? And that's the biggest thing that this taught me. Like, your life can be over at an instant, and you got to be okay with everything you've done to this point with your family, the time you spend with your family, the time you spend with your friends, the things you said to your people, right or wrong, good or bad. You got to be okay with all that, because when you lay it to rest, you lay it to rest. There ain't no going back. There ain't no saying one more sentence. There's none of that. It's done. As soon as you lay it to rest, life is over. And there ain't no coming back once you gone. So that's really it, you know. Any other YouTube videos or any videos you guys like for me to do, just make sure you drop it in the comments or you DM it to me. But, you know, besides that, I love everybody, man. I appreciate everybody that pulled up. I shout out to my mom, shout out to my girl, shout out to Keys, shout out to my brothers, shout out to Mill, you know, shout out to Lily. Those are real people in my real life, you know, like, and shout out to everybody that DM me, that showed love on social media on the video. It almost got 8K, you know, in a day or two. Like, that's real love, you know. And shout out to all the youngins that's looking forward to seeing me again. I will be back soon, and very soon. You know, it's just gonna take me some time, you know. But besides that, I love y'all. Stay focused. Don't ever let nothing stop you. The only thing that can't stop you is death itself. If you're not dead, you still got time. Whether you're half crippled, paralyzed from the waist down, or you got a whole lot of trauma to deal with, you can do it. Just take it one day at a time, and you can be successful in whatever you choose. I love y'all.